was just talking to the live, like what we're gonna talk about today. So, this is WFSO Aftermath Night 2 because it was a lot of stuff to talk about, like all in on one episode, so we had to split it in two. So, although I end up doing more of an hour and a half show yesterday, so I'm hoping, and I could be wrong. And M. Charlie Link, hey, welcome to the live. It's mainly like we talk about mostly wrestling and talk about, like I said, a little bit of Bucks news and a little bit of Milwaukee development. So no comic book movies and TV news to talk about today. I know I'm supposed to say this is supposed to be mostly about wrestling, but most of it would be. AJ Davis, hello, welcome to the live. Sarah Pinomi, welcome to the live. Like I said, y'all say hi and stuff like that. I will give you guys a shout out. Also, you guys on Twitch, and also you guys that's on my personal TikTok. I will say hi to all of y'all. So, and like I said, appreciate the likes so far. So keep them going, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. So you have. Sorry to get that straightened out. You had NXT, Great American Bash. You had AEW All In. Then Saturday night's main event. Then you had Evolution, which was yesterday. So for special pay-per-view stuff like that. Oh, I'm doing good, AJ Davis. I appreciate that. So what we're gonna do first? We're gonna talk about AEW All In results. So. Be in mind, I cannot, grade or rate this pay-per-view because I didn't see it. Only saw, some clips. And, like I said, kind of like still, like, in a way, disappointing with AEW. But I did like what I heard about the main event. So, we do got a new champion on that part. And I think everybody's titles, except for, the TNT title, Adam Cole had to relinquish it, so I think everybody, everybody probably would know that. I felt like Goldberg should have won against Gunther. Okay, so let me get to this so-called rumor that was supposed to happen. I think if Seth didn't hurt himself, this was the rumor. That Goldberg was supposed to beat Gunther. Seth Rollins was supposed to cash it in and beat Goldberg and become, world champion. So that was a rumor. You can take it to the grain of salt, but that's what I heard. And Alfonso Smith, welcome to the live, buddy. But yeah, like I said, like it would have been cool, at least having had the world title for one last time, or even if it was for a moment, if they was going to pull that. But or he could have won it and relinquish it, and they can do like a little bit of gauntlet like they was doing tonight, or a tournament or something like that. So could have been something that it could have worked, but I don't know. So let's see, back to AEW All In. So it was an 8-man tag team match. Both Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes did fight twice. So I guess we'll get to that in a second. So it was them two with Marshall Von Erich and Ross Von Erich going against Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor, Lee Morale, Ariel Bravo, and Captain Sean Dean. Okay. Kind of knew he was. But anyways, Sons of Texas did win that match. So probably, not that much big surprise. And I was wrong on that one. I thought Shane Taylor Promotions was going to win it. So, yeah, that didn't happen. Another 8-man tag match. Big Boom AJ and the Conjuration. I keep on saying that wrong. So it's Hologram, Kyle O'Reilly, and Tomoyo Ishii go against the Don Callis family. Like I said, Don Callis is just a butthole. So it was Hechicero, Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and Trent Barrera. And of course, the Congregation and Big Boom AJ did win the match. Now we have the tag team match. I don't know if you want to call this like the 0 hour main event or whatever, but yeah. Sorry about that. I'm gonna read your question. So do you think that Cody Rhodes should win against John Cena? I'm 50-50 on that one. Cause my opinion, I wanted Cody Rhodes to be John Cena's final opponent and take it from him. So, now that, push those plans, have them like have a match at SummerSlam, it's hard to say. But like John Cena retains it, good. If Cody Rhodes wins it, good. So I have no problem either way. But I just thought that Cody should be, John Cena's final opponent. And, would have lost it there. But then again, WWE's probably have other plans. So what can I say? But, since they're going to face SummerSlam, I'm happy either way. Okay, now we have a 0 hour tag team match. The Outrunner versus FTR. FTR, of course, won. So, not a shocker there. Okay, now we get to the main card. So you got the World Trios Championship match. You got the Ops versus Death Riders, Claudio Wheeler and Gabe Kidd. I thought he joined with the Death Riders, but I guess he didn't. So yeah, the Ops did retain their trios titles. Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Katsuyori Shibata. Sorry if I botched these names, so it's kind of hard for me to try to get, some of these names right, especially, some of the ones that's in Japan, so I apologize. The men's casino gauntlet, so in a way, I'm happy who won, in a way, I'm not. But I guess, it could be more for the, the Herc Syndicate, so, why not? So, MJF did get the win and has a number one contender shot at the world title. I don't know if it's like whenever he pleases or whatever like that, so I don't know. But should be interesting, especially you got going against the winner of that world title match, which we'll get to later. Like I mentioned earlier, Adam Cole, has to take off. I don't know if he's gonna be officially retiring, but I guess like an injury that he had happened could really, they say it may cost his career, but I'm not sure. Cause people deal with like injuries before, and it may like take them a while to get back. But no crazy thing happened, and who knows? So Adam Cole relinquished the title, and it ended up being a TNT Championship 4-way match with Dustin Reynolds, Danny Garcia, Kyle Fletcher, and Sammy Guevara. Originally, I thought it was going to be Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher, and I thought, Kyle Fletcher was going to be actually the one to do it, and finally, have at least a singles goal for the Down Callis family. Like I said, I can't stand Kyle. No, I can't stand Down Callis with a passion. So, you had two like former TNT champions, which is Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. So, Francis Gonzo, sorry if I say your name wrong. Welcome to the live. Appreciate it. So Dustin Rhodes has won his first singles title in AEW. So now he's a triple champion. Got the Ring of Honor trios titles, and also tag team titles with Sammy Guevara, and now TNT champion. So I think this no, because Eddie Kingston was Eddie Kingston was a double champion, but I think Dustin Rhodes was the first one in AEW to have had 3 titles. So at the same time. Okay, Swerve Strickland and Raw Ospreay, of course, they beat the Young Bucks. Good news is I'm happy that Swerve Strickland and Raw Ospreay won. Who do you think Solo Sikoa should lose his title against? Oh God. Jesus, who should he lose his title against? Maybe someone like that. That's the up and comer. If y'all didn't see these photos that R-Truth had put out with him, Carmelo Hayes, and Street Profits, so they could be a faction, and maybe they'll challenge My Family Tree. And maybe Carmelo Hayes will be the one to take the title off of Solo Sikoa. Yeah, just the pictures they had, they kind of made interesting for everybody. Be like, okay, what they gonna do? So, I guess my opinion, I think that Carmelo Hayes should be the one. I guess we'll just wait and see. Okay, like I said, the good news is I'm glad Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay won. The bad news is they went overboard with some of the moves that they was doing. Especially the one is like you get hit with a Canadian destroyer and you like pop back up. And I know some people like that, and like what they do, like because they doing like it's like more of acrobatics than actual telling a story. So because I know my friend, he like sticking up for AEW, and that's his opinion, and he can stick for wherever he wants. But like I said, I like all wrestling, but I do have issues with AEW, and I haven't been watching AEW for like the past 3 weeks, so I guess I kind of tell you my issues. Sorry, but also all other companies have flaws too. TNA has flaws, NWA have flaws, WWE has flaws too. So I'm not just picking on just one single thing. And I don't know, it's just like AEW just needs some work to do. They really do. So that's just my opinion. But like if they have like shows here in Milwaukee, of course I'm gonna go to them. But right now I'm just taking like time away from them, and plus there's other wrestling shows I gotta catch up on. And I can't wait till finally NWA will be on the Roku channel, so I can finally watch it instead of try to rely watching it on X, which is kind of stupid. Same thing with WWE Speed, just put it on X. It doesn't work, so it's just stupid. But yeah, that's my opinion. Okay, so the women's casino gauntlet, you have Adina winning her opportunity. I wonder if she's still the Ring of Honor champion. So we do gotta talk about the Ring of Honor Super Card of Honor. So we will jump back to that in after this. Do you think that Stone Cold should return for his last match, and who do you think he will fight for the last time? The perfect opponent for Stone Cold Steve Austin will be CM Punk. So I think him and CM Punk should go at it for his final match, if it is going to be his final match, or was he done with facing Kevin Owens? Well, we don't know. And like they gotta be careful with Stone Cold's neck. So, and I thought Kevin Owens did a good job, protecting that. So, and plus, that match was very good. So, like a good WrestleMania moment for that could be. I think it was the main event of night 1. And what was that, 4 years ago, probably? Probably, but yeah, I think CM Punk should be his final opponent. Okay, so like I said, Adina has a shot at the AEW Women's title. So maybe there could be a change that Athena could challenge Mercedes Moe for the TNT title. That's a possibility. But my opinion, I can't stand Athena anyway. So especially she was being rude to some of us that was just chilling back and meeting wrestlers and just had a little bit of attitude. So no. Anyways, tag team championships in the three-way match. So Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and the Protocol, Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin at the Hurt Syndicate defending the titles. So Hurt Syndicate did win. So I kind of knew they was going to retain, so I'm not even surprised they have. So let's see, the Paradoxy actually split up. They end up attacking Christian Cage, like Nick Wayne and Kip Saban, and it was somebody else that was in there too. I can't even remember. So Adam Copeland returned. Kind of did that Jeff Hardy thing, trying to celebrate that he was back instead of like trying to just hurry up and try to attack, who. Oh yeah, FGR was there too, so kind of got his revenge. So it'd be good, see the Copeland and Christian have, like one more run as a tag team. So, it's starting to spark my interest in AEW a little bit from that. Although, I'm like a big advocate, like the world title shouldn't always go to like the WWE rejects. But I guess it's like when you get older and you're just like, companies gotta like bring somebody new in, like elevate somebody. Like WCW, with the thing they did with the NWO, and plus, Goldberg out of nowhere. So we'll talk about his match later. But yeah. So, and plus this match I was happy about too when I heard about the results. Toni Storm did defeat Mercedes Moe, so no triple quadruple champion for Mercedes Moe. So I'm happy about that. And Toni Storm, I'm glad she won it. Retained, I should say. So I'm happy about that one. AEW Unified Championship match. So you got the Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada, and you got the International Champion of Kenny Omega. I did not like the results of this one bit. It's like Kazuka lose the title already. It's like you've been holding that title for like almost 2 years, and now you got another one. It's like I don't know what they're gonna call it. I think they're gonna call it the AEW Unified Championship. I don't know. Maybe they'll talk more about it on Wednesday. But yeah, not happy. In the main event, I was happy about this one because hopefully, the Death Riders are finally done with that lame storyline with them. I don't know. In the beginning, it was okay. Then, John Moxley, like back in the title picture, like what? Try to have somebody else, win the title. I don't know. It's just me, but I'm glad Adam Page did, won the world title. Although, I wish it was, Real Ospreay. That was the one that was challenging for John Moxley. It would have been great. And I think there were a few appearances that happened during that too. I think Bryan Danielson was one. Was helping Adam Page, and I think it was somebody else that asked for help Adam Page. I can't even remember who. Oh yeah, Darby Allin. So yeah, he returned, and I guess he's gonna go against John Moxley and Death Riders. So then again, how John Moxley won is ended up taking away Darby Allin's title shot. So yeah, just crazy enough. But like I said, I can't rate this and I can't grade this match because like I only saw clips of it. I didn't watch it. So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna go to ring. Yeah, we probably need to go to the other side. So we're gonna hopefully they had the results in here for Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor. So okay, I'm gonna look at something right quick, and y'all gonna like see like why it is pointless, to pay for a RH pay per view, because it's like you're already paying for trying to watch their weekly shows, and sometimes they show them for free on YouTube. Which I think they need to do anyway. So let's check this out. Let's see. What if I do want to watch Super Card of Honor? Let me see the price. Because if it's like the same price as same thing as All In, then like no. Okay, just I want to know how much it is. It ain't gonna let me click, so case in point. So is there to know the results? Okay, I want the full results. I just don't want to know about one thing. But I may be a sucker and actually, will we'll probably do like Honor Club, and at the same time, I'm not gonna end up, paying for freaking wait, let me move my camera. Maybe they'll talk about more. So let's go to news. So maybe they may talk about more about this result. So okay, maybe that will work. Supercar Honor highlights. So maybe there'll be the results of that one. So we will see if it like clicks on. Like dang, fireworks, and people don't realize that 4th of July is over. But just one point, they don't need to do all that. But that's just me. Like this really don't like hint anything. I really don't. I might do. Let's see. ROH. Not pull out the full card, but at least results. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, I should have started watching. Looking at Bleacher Report. But oh damn, that game's overtime. So I actually want to go to the news anyway. So let's see. Now we can go to the results. Oh, okay. Let's just talk about something. So, of course, they had their was that car hour or something like that, and I think they had like 2 matches for their 0 hour. Oh, okay. They added one. Blake Christian versus Jay Lethal, and Blake Christian did win. Oh wow. Bleacher Report graded a B. Okay. Frat House versus the Dark Order. The Dark Order did win, and they graded that a B minus. Lady Frost and Diamante. Another match they probably just added on there. Oh, not again. Oh, jeez Louise. Like I said, I apologize for people that's watching on Twitch. I don't know why it's like constantly doing this. So Dynamite beat Lady Frost, and they graded at a B minus. You got the Premier Athletes versus the Von Erichs, and the Von Erichs end up beating them. And the Premier Athletes is Ariel Davari and Tony Nese. Um, Not really using Tony Nese that much, you know. I think he was kind of like better off just staying in WWE and probably like get some more use for it. So I apologize to everybody that was watching on Twitch. That, like I said, we're gonna have this problem, especially at night, because I don't know what's wrong with just internet. And tried to do the adapter, and it still acts funny. So I don't even know what to do in my end of taking that back. So oh wow, they graded that match a B as well. Okay. Okay, Michael Oku against Hetsiero. So I think it was just like a regular match. Let's see. Hetsiero did win. Okay. Oh, they graded that one an A minus. That's a shock. Seems like okay, 50K 4-way. So I guess whoever wins 50K. So that's my guess. So Adam Priest versus Lee Johnson versus AR Fox versus Atlantis Jr. Okay. Let's see the results of that one. Okay, Fox ended up winning the 50K, so that's good. Always like AR Fox, so that's cool. And wow, they graded that one like a B plus. That's crazy. Lee Moriarty defended the ROH Pure Championship against Blue Panther. I thought it was Panther, but now they just corrected me. Blue Panther. So let's see. Moriarty did retain. Okay. They graded that one a B minus. Like I'm not grading these. I'm just reading on for like what they put up. So the ROH tag match. So you got let's see, the Sons of Texas versus the winners of Clarity and Top Flight. Let's see. Charlie Barber and Sean Jean. So it must be the infantry. That's probably my guess. Yep, the Sons of Texas. Of course, they did retain the tag title. So, and they graded that one a B. Okay. Okay, you got Nick Wayne defending the World TV title versus Titan. I don't know. That kind of sounds like a good name. Of course, Nick Wayne retained, so kind of like gave that out when he was at the, All In, so not surprised. And they gave this match a B plus. Okay, so for Worldwide Wildcard 4-Way for the interim ROH Women's World TV Champion. Let's see. I'm trying to get these names right, so I apologize. So Miyu Mashashika, Yuka Shakatsukazi, Purcell Pone, and Mina Yakawa. Sorry. Okay, so that's that match, and Shiriyakawa did become the interim ROH champion, well, women's TV champion, and they graded that one a B plus. So okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I did say Thunder Rosa. I think I hope she would have won, because I don't know like what's happened with this match. So Athena defending the Ring of Honor women's title against Thunder Rosa, and let's see, am I going? Yep, I'm having a heartbreak. So Athena did beat Rosa, and they graded that match an A. So she has another victory for her record-setting title reign. Wow, they really ain't thinking about the ROH women. They really ain't. There's just some reigns just need to be broken. So ROH World Championship, you got Bandito going against Konosuke Tashika. And let's see the results of that one. Okay, Bandito did retain, and they graded that match an A. And it's okay. Oh, okay. These is mainly just final words, just what people think, whatever. So the overall pay-per-view, they they graded it A minus. No, yeah, whatever. That's their view, and like I said, I can't even rate it or grade it because I didn't see it. But thanks to Bleacher Report for having that up there so I can talk about it more. So thank you for that. So I know WWE, yeah, we got a lot covered. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna first talk about the NXT Great American Bash, and always another good show. And rate I will rate it and grade it as well. Wow. Stuff that going on in every city. So some things going on, I'm not even surprised. But I'm more surprised at some people just thinking like, oh, okay, it always happens in Milwaukee. Like, really? Have you look at the news? It happens everywhere. Like every news station, local news station everywhere has their own stories, and a lot of things happen. It's sad. It is. It's like I'm not gonna say all. I'm just gonna say some Generation Z just messing everything up for everybody. I will blame millennials too because I think they the ones the kids that they had around this Generation Z, and don't even care. They more worry about them having fun than actually take responsibility. So I don't know. Just have to throw that in there. So come on, click on Great American Bash so we can talk about the results. Okay. I was kind of disappointed at this one, and kind of shocked as well. Um, God, not again. I don't know. I'm trying to do Twitch, and this happened. So probably what I'm going to end up doing, trying to save some batteries, and let's see. I'll probably have to give it a bit before I actually try to go back. So just gonna do it without it and try to fix that up. So results of the Great American Bash. In the shocking conclusion of this match, and I didn't think Devon Evans was gonna win, but he did. So that's cool. Big win for him. So ain't nothing wrong with that. So I thought this was end up being a tag match, but they most likely change it to a Oh no, it was a tag match. The main event was like women's tag match, but this one ended up being a North American Championship. So Ruka did defeat like Izzy Dame and Ruka. I know she's mixed and all, but oh my God, that woman can go, and I mean she can go. If you know what I mean. But will that finally work? No, it will not. So sorry guys, I am not happy with Twitch doing that. So like I said, we're gonna end up starting doing some personal content for Twitch and Facebook, because it actually doesn't want to work with me. But then again, I kind of shared videos and stuff on the WFSO Radio Network, on of course on on Facebook. So crazy match. Ethan Page did retain in the Falls Count Anywhere match. End up finishing Ricky Sainz with the I guess they call it the Eagle Edge. Seems like everybody started using that move as of late. Yeah, it just weird. But anyways, you know what? Not bad. So Of course, they had this extra segment with the contract signing for the TNA Championship that's going to happen at Slammiversary this coming Sunday. And some people was thinking like I shouldn't like pay for the pay per view, but actually a TNA pay per view I wouldn't mind paying for. So it's just like ridiculous that they have freaking $50 for like a pay per view, especially for like if you have like two pay per views like on Friday and Saturday. So y'all know I'm talking about AEW, but because it's like we get majority of the TNA pay per view for free if you like on TNA's Plus, but they're big for they want people to pay or unless you join this annual membership. So Dark State end up being both Mike Santana and Joe Hendry. So whatever with that, the NXT Championship, and I know this probably be a little bit disappointing, but I knew like Open Family was going to retain, but hey, maybe Yoshiki, maybe he would have changed my mind and be like, okay, hey, they pushing some more Japanese people. That would be something, but they didn't. And plus, a little bit of interference by Josh Briggs really didn't help much either. So yeah, just insane. And of course, the main event tag match: Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe did defeat Fatal Influence. JC Jane and Fallon Henry. And I think Jasmine Nix, she was like outside the ring. But anyway, so yeah. So that's that. And I'm going to try this one more time. If not, then we probably have to stop Twitch. It's just so ridiculous. So, I'm sorry. I'm just going to end Twitch, and this is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, not how I wanted, but it just wasn't, acting right. But anyway, so I'm going to... Oh, yeah, I can put this camera back over here. So, anyway, so I'm going to rate it, and I'm going to grade this one. A lot of segments going on, and not too bad for, having the, was it like almost 3.5 hour, special event? Well, it's PLE, I should say. So, I will grade this a B. Yeah, I will grade everything a B, and the rating I will just give it a A. Give it an 8 for the rating, and give it a B for the grading. But I guess my match of the night, I wasn't sure, but it's like a two-way tie between both of the women's matches, the North America women's title match and the women's tag match. So they both, in my opinion, are tied for match of the night at that point. So okay, so let's move on and let's talk about Saturday night's main event. Talk about the results of that. Kind of disappointing because it only had like 4 matches in like 2 hours. It's just like, really? But they added another segment with the Jade Cargill and Naomi match that that happened yesterday. So we will talk about that. Let's see. It was bad because Goldberg was talking and saying talk about here's what a way to end his career and stuff. Then NBC just skip on to the next show, which they could have waited. It's like you will get more viewers if you do like overtime. Like when they had Monday Night Raw, they used to do that. But I don't know. So let's just talk about the results of the. Oh, excuse me. Now we're gonna talk about the results of the 4 matches, and I'm gonna give my rating and grading on this one too. So, and I will explain to you guys like why. Okay, so So the kickoff match was Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, with Randy Orton ended up winning. You had Logan Paul on Drew McIntyre's corner, and you had Randy Orton on Jelly Roll on Randy's corner. So, after the match, I think it was like after the next match, Jerry Rose was like, I want to get my hands on Logan Paul, and like, let's do it. So Randy Orton's like, tag match. So that is official for SummerSlam. So Randy Orton and Jelly Roll going against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. So, but that how they set it up, this match for this past Friday on SmackDown was kind of good. Like how Logan Paul gonna talk about, oh, we don't like outsiders, and he kind of like an outsider himself, but he's a proven one, so I give him that. But yeah, this is like I mentioned, Naomi ended up attacking Jay Cargill, and so they end up going back and forth, and yeah, so Nick Aldis came out and decided, their match for yesterday gonna end up be a no holds bar match, and Bianca Belair will be the special guest ref. So I know people was thinking, Bianca Belair was going to turn to something like that, but hey, we'll wait and see. Kind of upsetting. This is Jimmy Uso's first singles title match. And yeah, seemed like my family tree was just a little bit too much for him. So Sikoa did retain his title against Jimmy Uso, and they was jumping Jimmy Uso after that. Then Jacob Fatu came in and started attacking, the My Family Tree. Okay, I don't know what happened here. They didn't, LA Knight did beat Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins suffered an injury during that match and he couldn't continue, so they gave LA Knight the win. But probably not how LA Knight wanted it. Probably not how Seth Rollins wanted it either. But that's just like to say, injuries happen. It can happen any time of day. So these guys they're superstars, but they ain't but they are human beings too. So just gotta treat them as one. And actually, a very good main event, actually. Gunter did defeat Goldberg, but, it was a longer match than everybody thought. They were thinking, how Goldberg's matches is, that it's going to end quick. But unfortunately, it didn't, go that route. And, of course, Goldberg accidentally speared Charles Robinson. And, God, what were the last couple of weeks that Charles Robinson had? Got shoulder bumped by John Cena, and then Saturday he got speared by Goldberg. So just gotta feel sorry for Charles Robinson. So, but anyways, the World Heavyweight Championship match, in my opinion, would be match of the night for me. So I'm gonna grade it and rate it. That women's segment was at least decent, so it was good enough. But it's still not good enough for the grade I'm gonna give it. Besides, that women's segment, the main event, kind of saved Saturday night's main event too. I'm not counting, the LA Knight and Seth Rollins match because it would have been great, but like I said, Seth Rollins got hurt. The United States Championship match was, kind of too easy. The only unpredictable match was Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. So I'm gonna rate this this is gonna be a bad rating. So maybe one of the lowest I ever rated as of yet when it comes to rating wrestling events. So this one actually I had to give it a 6. So I'm rating it a 6. So like I said, they could have added one more match if they want to, and or add a replacement match. They had from LA Knight and Seth Rollins. They could have did something, but I don't know. If you want to raise high prices on tickets and stuff like that, you got to have more quality and quantity. Because I'm sick of the quality over quantity. I don't really get that. I really don't. You can do both. About to say, if you need help, then have somebody else assist you. About to say, you got a bunch of road agents, helping people with their matches. So why not? So, like I said, I rated it a 6, and grading it, this is gonna be a little bit harsh. So I'm gonna say a C minus. So this is like one of the disappointing Saturday Night's main event this year so far. So yeah, very disappointing. So I guess we can move on from that, and so recap what I'm grading it. A C minus for Saturday Night's main event for the grading, and rating it a 6 out of 10 for Saturday Night's main event. So we can move on, and we can go to the final show of the evening. So I don't know. I just sounded stupid just saying that. So the final PLE of the weekend, I should say. There you go. That was a better way of saying it. And actually, I knew like Evolution got to be good, but let's do low power mode. So because I'm gonna be done with this eventually. So anyways, so this special event for the All Women's pay-per-view, there hasn't been one in 7 years. So this really overexceeded my expectations with this special event. So, and I know some people saying it, and I agree too. They better not wait another 7 years to do another one. They do this yearly, Although the only problem was they had, they didn't have, it wasn't sold out. They didn't have like enough ticket sales. And the problem was, you running against Beyonce concert that was kind of next door, and you had like a decent crowd, but you didn't have a sold out crowd. So that's probably be the only flaw, I have, with the special event. They could have did this, like in the afternoon. Then after that, call it a night. Well, call it a day. But that's just me. But they went through with it, and yeah, and shows like more people decide to go to the Beyonce concert than see Evolution. And I guess they're trying to put all this event going on because they got the All-Star game, but they had the home run derby earlier tonight. Then you got the official All-Star game tomorrow in Atlanta. So yeah, probably like I would say like a busy gonna be a busy 4 days for Atlanta. So yeah, kind of crazy. Okay, so let's just get to these results. Women's Intercontinental Championship ended up being a triple threat match. Like some good hits and misses on there, and Becky Lynch shockingly retained. Kind of like wanted her to lose, but at the same time I wanted her to win as well. Just keep the story going. So yeah, like I said, I did like the match. No complaint. Then the NXT Women's Championship match, which came of a shocking event. JC Jane did retain against Jordan Grace, but I guess they want to build JC Jane more, and I guess it just would have been perfect if Jordan Grace would have won the NXT title and end up going to Slammiversary to go against Masha Slamovich, which kind of lead me more and more that maybe it'd be something. Maybe Masha Slamovich may end up winning, both the NXT Knockouts champion and NXT Women's champion. That would be something, but I don't think they want like another WWE mishap with Trick Williams end up winning the TNA title and he's officially belonged to NXT. So kind of shocking with the Blake Monroe, but then again, if you know her in AEW, shouldn't be that big of a surprise. But yeah, Jordan Grace was bleeding. I think she did have a nose ring, but it ended up coming off. and she was ended up bleeding, after the match. So yeah, so that feud's coming up. They did mention also for next month, PLE event for NXT. It will be Heat Wave. Normally they would have done that in June, but instead, they end up doing it in August. So, like late August, they will have the Heat Wave PLE event, probably in Lowell, Massachusetts, I believe. So yeah, I think it's August 20. Is it August? I know it's on a Saturday, but I think it's like 25th or 26th of August. I'm not sure. But yeah. So I guess the feud with Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace is going to be very interesting. But then again, it always revolves around the title. So everybody wants it. So I guess part of me was like, man, I shouldn't even be shocked about it. But in a way, I was, because I didn't think they was going to actually, have her, turn this quickly. Because I guess some fans saying that she sucks as a face, which I don't get fans every now and then. I really don't. A very good fatal four-way tag match for the women's tag team championship. Very good, and seems like Charlotte and Alexa Bliss is working well as a team. So I think them like getting maybe a women's tag team match for the titles again could be good in the future. But of course, so Ruben and Zaria had a like good showing too. But Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, Judgment Day, end up retaining the women's tag titles. Like I said, really enjoyed the match, so no complaints there, and the ending of it was like very good. Okay, now the WWE Women's Championship match. So you got Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus, which Tiffany Stratton is defending. The only problem with this match I have that it went quick. Like it just really went quick. So you see like some like oohs and ahs like going on in the match, but then again, like suddenly, next thing I turn around, the match is over. Like, it seemed like it was only like a 7-8 minute match. So, like I said, of course Trish, she still got it. But I don't know. That match just ended very quickly, in my opinion. Just sucks that it happened, and what more can you do? So, like I said, not a bad match though, but should have been longer. And yeah, this match really chased the cake. So, Jade Cargill, end up, winning, defeating Naomi in the No Holds Barred match. So yeah, good, brutal, kind of hardcore, not like too hardcore, but a hardcore match for this personal rivalry that was needed. So yeah, insane. And Bianca Belair did call the match down the middle, and I guess right now it's just wait and see what's gonna be going on. Okay, they did have the Battle Royal, which was pretty awesome. Mainly you had the women from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And Stephanie Baker, I'm sorry, ended up winning the Battle Royal, so she will have a women's championship match. Mainly, I think she probably gonna end up going for the women's world title at Clash in Paris, and y'all know that's gonna happen on August 31st. So first time in a long time since WrestleMania they had a PLE event on the Sunday. Not saying Evolution. Oh yeah, let me scratch that. Yeah, because Evolution was on yesterday, and that was a Sunday PLE. So yeah, I like the good end up between Stephanie and Lash Legend. So Lash Legend, I think she is the future of WWE. It's just if she's not going to win the title at if she don't win, the women's title in NXT, you might as well just call her up and have her, dominate in the main brand. Like we thought, she was going to at one point, but they brought her back down. Especially, they split up Meta 4. Um, yeah, I don't know. It just seemed, she trying to come out of her own, and me it kind of worked, and somewhat, it didn't. But yeah, in a good main event and shocking turn of events at the last minute, Naomi did end up, cashing in her briefcase. End up winning end up being a triple threat match and end up being both Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, and she is now the women's world champion. So for what it seems like maybe in Clash in Paris that whoever wins at SummerSlam, because they end up making the match again for Naomi defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky for the women's world championship at SummerSlam. So that's going to happen. So whoever winner of that probably going to end up facing Stephanie Bakura for the women's world title. So yeah, this match, like I said, this PLE in general exceeded my expectations. So, and I would get to my thoughts of it. Match of the night, this is kind of like a two-way tie. So three-way tie, I should say. The main event for the world title, world women's title. Then you have the Battle Royal, which was very good, and you have also, oh wow, the No Holds Bar match was good too, and also the tag team match and the oh wow, God, this is tough. So it's like between the women's tag match for the women's tag titles. God, it's a four-way tie. That sucks. You know what? No, I am going to decide. So you have the women's world title match coming in at like very close second, and you're gonna have Jade Cargill and Naomi be the one that was matching the night for me. Then the Battle Royal will be a very close third, and the women's tag match will be a very close fourth. So yeah, never took that long for me to like figure out who will be match of the night. So kind of shocking. So let's rate it and grade it. Y'all gonna be shocked about this one. I did say, in the other chat groups that I think this was the best PLE that WWE has done this year so far, besides WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. But just like overall, you had like 7 matches in like a span of a 3.5 hour show. You can understand the Battle Royal will probably be a little bit longer because all the elements that you have in there. But so I'm actually gonna grade this, and y'all probably gonna be shocked about this. I'm grading it to A+. Yeah, so it really, overexceeded my expectations with this pay-per-view. Like I said, the only problem I had was the WWE Women's Championship ended up being, cut short. So yeah, kind of disappointed on that one. That's the only thing that I was disappointed at, and and I think I haven't rated, rated it PLE this high. Well, I'm gonna rate this one. So yeah, this is gonna be shocking to everybody. So I'm actually gonna rate this a 10. So the first time this year, I rated a WWE PLE a 10 and an A+. So yeah, like I said, Evolution did over exceed my expectations. So yeah, they actually did it with this one. So yeah, A+ and a 10. So yeah, we will go with that. And before we do end the show, let's get a little bit into some little bit of Bucks news. So y'all see right here, well, I'm gonna tell you guys on the live too, that the Warriors was expected to sign Al Horford last week, but Never did, and I guess he's going to continue to explore his option. So, besides the Hawks and the Lakers that are interested in him, and it would probably be a good reunion, like for him to go back to Atlanta, where his career started. So that would be something. But the Bucks is also interested in him as well. So, like all the real like the formality, I think the Bucks end up getting. I think like was it like one or two spots left for the roster? Because if they they may sign well Joe Markovich, so they got to figure out what they're gonna do with him. And like I was saying yesterday, he had a good showing what he can do, but just like his only weakness, I see that he got to be a little bit stronger in post when he's trying to get rebounds. So yeah, that's probably his only weakness, that he needs to get stronger. But as you know, with Giannis in the beginning, he wanted to get stronger, but he was still like explosive at the same time. So yeah, yeah. Okay, I didn't hear this one. Lay a brick a day, and eventually you build a house. I kind of get what he's saying. He's trying to pick himself back up. So I'm sorry, guys, but watch out for Kyle Kuzma. Now I think he's going to impress everybody this coming year with the Bucks. I know some people probably gave up on him, but I don't know. Okay, okay, this was 2 hours ago. Milwaukee Bucks has the best front court in the NBA. Depending on I don't think they will use that three like in the lineup, but you know what? It's possible. So Giannis, Turner, and Portis, that's a possibility. Probably put Giannis at the small forward, Portis in the power forward, then have Miles Turner at center. Don't forget you got Goldberg, Randall, Reed, Shingun, Durant, and Capella, Mobley, Allen, and Nance Jr., Larry Nance Jr. Let's see. Bucks finally snagging an extreme high volume 3-point shooter who is stout enough defensively, and almost immediately trading him will be a real shotgun to the chest. So people they're Kuzma and AJ Green in the first round pick for a wing, which I said they already good with wings. Like if they decide they want to use that final roster spot, or they got the two roster spots, whatever, for a wing and another big guy, they don't need no more guards. They really don't. They don't need no more guards. Maybe get a big man, and also maybe get a somebody that can be like a combo forward, like a small forward and power forward. And I guess you can call that as a wing too. So yeah. Not bad for the all-time lineup. Yeah, why not? Like I said, the Brewers on the Craig Council, was something, and some of these players that the Brewers have, they're underrated, but that's that. Oh, hey, they working out right away. So Cole Anthony and Kevin Porter Jr., that's interesting. So let's just see a little bit of this video. I don't know where they at with this one. I don't know if they in the practice facility for the Bucks, or they just somewhere else. So yeah, this is. Oh wait a minute! I think this is a long time ago, because I think Cole Anthony cut his hair. So this could have been a while back. By the way, a lot of y'all owe Kevin Porter Jr. a huge apology if he's the one that recruited Cole Anthony to Milwaukee. Like I said, I never had a problem with Kevin Porter Jr. I like his game, and yeah, if he did, was the reason, recruiting Cole Anthony, yeah, why not? Let's see. Okay, we know Tyler Smith. It's his second season, so I wouldn't totally rule him out just yet. And plus, he wasn't getting that much playing time during the season, so yeah. Yeah, just a lot of people just not liking that Wait, I thought I saw like a video from Barrett. Oh yeah, it's super simple. If Kuzma is on the roster, there's no chance the Bucks come out of the East. If he's not, the Bucks have a great chance. If we don't have a true second option, but with Giannis' dominance and no liabilities, it can't be done. You got your second option in either Miles Turner or Gary Trent Jr. It's not that big of a deal. And it just sucks that some of these people don't even like realize that you got a good second option for either Miles Turner or Gary Trent Jr. I don't know if Kevin Porter Jr. is starting, but you know, could be like a good like top three option too. But yeah. Uh, I shouldn't even look at this a three-team trade idea, which I'm probably not gonna like anyway. Um, if it ever rolls up. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cry if it ever loads up, which is probably won't because I don't know what it comes to when it's the evening that my internet just want to act up. But it's good recording during the day. And jerks. So you know what? Let's move on. Because I know there's got to be something involved with R.J. Barrett and including giving up a pick. So no, I'm already going to decline that already. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm sorry. You just really need to retire, Brooke. You're gonna make the Clippers, much, much worse. That's just my opinion, and it's gonna be funny that they would have to try to run on they had to run protect the paint. But then again, I know Brook Lopez is probably gonna be coming off the bench. Yeah, maybe there'll be some relief, and maybe the bench will help wonders. If what I'm hearing is true, Bucks may end up with Paul George, and I agree with Kevin Rowlands Jr. How is that even possible? Unless like Philly is like willing to give up, picks, then they may take them. But like Kyle Kuzma and who else? Okay, fair enough. Lakers are not interested in Andrew Wiggins. The what? Whatever. Um, Let me guess. This isn't an old tweet. He's sticking to the line as of 9 minutes ago. We would have most likely been in a similar spot regardless if we kept Middleton or not. Yeah, like I said, Middleton is going to make it worse, and Barrett needed to get off his jock and realize the truth. Chris Middleton is getting older, and like I said, John Horst, realized that after the championship, and it's like, this is crazy. And Barrett's still going at it to Jimmy Haslam. You can pay bot accounts to spam hate under my tweets all you want. Just know, people will see what you've done, and your reign won't last forever. And if you see out of 5 hours, it only got 2 likes. Because, yeah, Barrett at times make himself as a joke. So, Tyler Smith fooled me. Like I said, it's not over for Tyler Smith. Like, it will get to the point, where it needs to get. So, I just wouldn't, oh, dang. I didn't know he's like constantly stay injured. Brian Cage underwent a quad tendon repair in April. Was back at the gym a few days later. 4 days ago, he underwent knee replacement procedure, and once again back at the. Yeah, some of these athletes, man, I swear. Um, okay, that's crazy. Like I said, this trajectory they didn't update it, the roster yet, so whatever. And Booker has 7 fouls in that game. Oh, that's funny. Probably gonna look at one more thing before very close, to ending. The only way I'm doing okay that RJ Barrett trade is our 2031 first round lotto pick is protected. Yeah, well, I will agree with that too. Let's see. Of course, we talked about that yesterday. That Paul George did, when had successful artificial procedure on his left knee. So I guess it's like a matter of time. It's like when he actually get back. Busk passing on Chris Paul shows commitment to need a roster change. But then again, at the same time, he probably didn't want to come there. Like he was going to start, but I think with him, worry about missing his family and stuff like that. It's like didn't want to be close to home, like play LA, like maybe go back to Phoenix and stuff like that, and maybe play for the Clippers or something like that. But I don't see that happening, especially if he's gonna command a crazy contract. Wait. Some personal news. My bus coverage for Brew Hoop has come to an end. It's been the journey of a lifetime, but I'm on to my next chapter. Becoming a dad to a baby boy in November. I don't know. I guess some people, they focus on family more, which I can understand. But if you can still do what you love to do, have the passion for it. So yeah. Okay. Now we got the full trade thing. So RJ Barrett to the Bucks. You got Malik Monk and a 2028 first round pick swap from Milwaukee to the Raptors. No. Kings, they get Kyle Kuzma and Andre Jackson Jr. and a 2031 first round pick. No. I'm not giving up no picks. I don't know why people like adding picks into like trades. Like we really like need to give up picks. You know what I mean? It's just like really ridiculous. Oh God. Now these two like gonna go back and forth, but I'd rather tolerate with Nathan than Barrett. Barrett, just on some other level. But yeah, we're just gonna end the Bucks talk from there. And I know I gotta hurry up because batteries and stuff like the phones and stuff. So something about the Milwaukee development that I'm going to talk about, and this appeared today. Like I couldn't read it from other media, but finally I am subscribed to Urban Milwaukee. So TWF Uncut. Hey, welcome to the live. Sorry, I'm kind of swiggling because I got something stuck in my teeth. I'm probably going to have to brush my teeth in a bit. But anyway, so this building right here, y'all probably will see it on the pre-recorded episode, but you guys, it's a restoration hardware building, which they want to turn this into a whole bouquet hotel, kind of something like the what they had, the King Guest House that's in downtown. But like this is downtown too, but it's like in the third ward. So they kind of call it that. So it's a proposal that they think about NCG Hospitality exploring considered a three-story building, making it to the hotel. But I don't think they're gonna do anything the outside. They're just probably gonna end up focus more like working on the inside. So yeah, this is very close to Summerfest, so this is very interesting. Well, the Summerfest grounds. So, of course, the Middleton-based company, they already have the Trade Hotel that's like a block away from the Fires of Forum. And plus, working on another one that's going to be a block away from the Fires of Forum. That's going to be start construction probably late this year. Well, yeah, what is it? The brick building is best known for its first floor tenant restoration hardware, but as Urban Milwaukee previously reported via members only bulletin, the 27,000 square foot store space is for lease. So, yeah, if they decide to do that, they can like buy that building, and mainly they probably gonna end up just working on the inside. Cause there's some hotels that they ain't need no outside work, they just need like inside work. So, that happens. So, they saying through their database is going to have 45 guest rooms. So you know what? It probably would be at least a decent price. So if it does, that's cool. So I guess right now, with this, it's a wait and see what happens. So that'd be very cool. That's it for me, guys. Thank you for guys that's watching on TikTok Live. I appreciate the likes, and it seems like the likes are gone. Oh no, the likes right there. I'm sorry. That's freaking TikTok, and that is YouTube Live. So thank you once again, guys that's watching through TikTok, and we will have some more videos to come. So just stay tuned, and thank you guys for tuning in, and all the shout outs that I did. Thank you guys for tuning in. So I'm gonna close out on TikTok, and we will do this again. So until then, you guys have a good one, and see you later. And after you guys that's on oh, I got a new follower. Okay, cool. So after you guys that's on YouTube, either pre-recorded or live, if you like today's video, please, give it a like. Drop a comment if you want to. You want to talk about, these 3 topics that we talk about today. So you're into that, you may be into more of the content that we have. So we have over 2,800 videos and counting. And for being around, for 16 years and one of the longest reigning YouTube channels. And please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Because what we want to do, we want to start giving out prizes and stuff, so or do giveaways. So if you end up subscribing, you will help us a ton. So without you guys, there will be no us. So when we get close to 1,000, we will make an announcement about the prize or the giveaway we're going to do. And if this goes good, there will be more giveaways we do at the 1,000 subscribers. So I'm pleading to get to 1,000 subscribers, but if we end up going farther than that, then that's fine too. So it's just getting to 1,000 subscribers just really helps. So please show your support. Also check out the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com with upcoming events and all that other good stuff. Like wrestling events in the Midwest. Wrestling events we took photos of and things like that. And what else I can say? And pictures we took as well. I did say pictures, but should be all interesting stuff. And plus, videos like this will be up as well. Once again, thanks to Mike and Robin Thompson and Midwest Wrestling Collectible for sponsorship. Midwest Wrestling Collectibles are doing a liquidation sale, so there could be some wrestling merch that you may be interested in. So give them go check them out on Facebook, and there's probably be something on there you may actually want. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. Man up, woman up, face up, and check on your mental health. Until the next video, you guys have a good one. And if it go down, see you later. Have a good one, everybody.